This is the PXN VD4. It's the newest, cheapest ever 4Nm direct drive bundle, coming in at, get this, $300 for a wheelbase, a steering wheel, and a metallic 2-pedal pedal set. So yeah, you heard that right. At this price range, with even an additional 5% off code OC Racing at checkout, PXN have managed to deliver all of this, and what if I told you that it's actually pretty good? Looking for great deals on sim racing hardware? Make sure to check out simspots.com, where all of the best deals on sim racing, PC, and gaming peripherals are posted daily. Literally, the site is completely free to use, free of ads, and just lets you know of discounted sim racing hardware for you to save some cash. Get into sim racing or upgrade your gear today at simspots.com. Designed for use on PC, the VD4's direct drive unit will be the star of the show, but first let's start by going over the included wheel. Exactly 11 inches or 280 millimeters in diameter, it's a relatively small but good looking wheel. The entire rim is wrapped in a faux leather material with perforations on the sides and a smooth finish on the top and the bottom. Then throw in some red stitching, a red center stripe on the top, and a vibrant pop of color on the quick release, and I can say confidently that this is a great looking beginner steering wheel, especially compared to something like MOZA's ES wheel. Functionality on this PXN wheel is also very solid for the price. 2 rotary knobs with push functionality are on the bottom. You have a basic D-pad as well as 15 additional buttons on the front of the wheel. Now, while the rotary knobs do feel pretty good with a firm and noticeable click, the rest of the buttons are pretty much just basic with a noisy and squishy feel. Apart from wanting those to feel just a little bit better, I also wish that PXN would have just left them blank and included a small sticker sheet for users to customize them independently, as that would have been a small, easy, and distinguishing feature of this wheel. But regardless of that, the brushed aluminum alloy faceplate and the customizable LED lights on the top are very impressive to see at a wheel of this price, and I haven't even mentioned the Energy style quick release system on the back. Well, technically I have, but whatever. Anyways, yes, that's right. Turn the wheel to the back and you'll find a recognizable quick release system, similar to those used by Simagic, MOZA, and others. This, as you'd imagine, works well, with it being easy to interchange wheels in seconds, with a firm, sufficiently flex-free connection considering the torque output of this wheelbase. Now, next to the quick release system, you also can't miss the paddle shifters with even clutch paddles underneath, this being something I don't think I've ever seen for a wheel at this price. The paddles here are magnetic and made of aluminum alloy, which gives them a premium on-track feel. In my opinion, they also look pretty good, albeit there is no adjustment able to be made on them. Now, despite the paddle shifters being magnetic, I would say that they feel a little bit muted. They're certainly fast and clicky, but they don't have a very tactile feeling, this probably just being because the magnet used is not very strong. The good news is that they are still relatively quiet and not distracting like the ones in Thrustmaster's T248, which I reviewed last week. Anyways, the clutch paddles underneath, they do feel surprisingly good. They have enough travel and are fairly stiff, giving me precise control. Now, you put all of this together and the on-track experience with this wheel has generally been solid. Now, considering it's only one part of the bundle, it does feel quite premium for the price. It's certainly comfortable to hold on to with solid ergonomics, and although it does have some flex on the outer points of the wheel, I didn't find any of that to be a problem when realistically using this wheel along with its 4Nm wheelbase. And now, on the subject of that wheelbase, I'll talk about it in just 1 second, but first, the pedals, which I don't have. You see, initially, this bundle wasn't going to include any pedals. However, PXN have since made the decision to include a metallic 2-pedal variant, and while I don't have it here to include in this review, I have reviewed what I believe are the same pedals, or at least close enough, in my video on the PXN V12 Lite, so you can learn more about them over there. Now, just some high-level things that I do know about these pedals is that they include Hall effect sensors, they are made entirely of metal, and are slightly adjustable, so I'd imagine that they are comparable to Fanatec CSLs and the MOZA SRP pedals. Now, Now moving on to what you all have been waiting for, let's go over the VD4 wheelbase, which as mentioned earlier in this video, has genuinely been surprising. Starting off, as you'd expect, the wheelbase is small but comparable in size and build quality to the competition. The base is made of metal with a textured plastic front and rear cover, giving it a unique look. On the front of it, you'll find the base side quick release connection, which as mentioned works very well, and on the rear, the on and off button, which is hard to reach and frankly annoying, but here you also have ports for everything else, and something that I've never seen before, an optional USB connection for other third-party accessories, this being a very nice surprise and something that other companies should probably take note of. Now it's important to note that a table clamp is not included in this bundle, although one will be offered as an accessory, so instead you'll be relying on these 4 hard mounting inserts at the bottom, which work perfectly well on my Six Sigma sim racing cockpit. Now inside of this wheelbase is a direct drive low inertial servo motor pushing out a constant 4 Nm of torque with peaks of up to 5. PXN have also included a 24-bit precision encoder, leading to an on-track performance which was very accurate and fast to react. And now on that note, the overall driving experience also has been surprisingly very pleasant. See, although the PXN software is very bare bones and lacking much fine-tuning ability for the wheelbase, after playing around with what I had here for a while, I was able to get this wheelbase to feel surprisingly good. Here on iRacing, road textures, weight transfer, and curbs all came through with more clarity than I was expecting, and although the details aren't necessarily vividly clear like they are in higher torque bases, I still did get a good sense of everything I needed. I also found the wheel to be very responsive, and in many cases I was catching slides and making micro corrections in a way that came very natural to me. Importantly is that the thermal performance has also been stable from my testing. The wheelbase stayed generally warm, but still consistent during long stints, and there was no sign of performance degradation over time, at least none that I experienced. Now a big question will of course be about the torque output, and as expected I found this wheel to be more powerful than MOZA's R3, which I've complained lacks much force, but it's still lightly less potent than Fanatec's 5nm CSL-DD and the MOZA R5. So in this case I have enough torque to be competent and feel the essentials out on track, but not necessarily enough to be fully immersed like I would on higher end setups, and well, that's obvious because that's just not the goal here. Ultimately what I believe is that PXN has nailed usable, accessible force feedback that gives beginners and casual racers the fidelity of a direct drive without the intimidating torque or price tag. Of course, many will undoubtedly wonder how this will compare to the MOZA R3, and I would say that it even has a slight edge. Although it doesn't have the console compatibility or the big ecosystem that MOZA does, the added torque is notable when it comes to the on-track fuel and performance I was getting. So from just a driving perspective alone, I do feel that it has the slight edge at the $300 price point. So in conclusion, the PXN VD4 isn't just a $300 direct drive bundle. It's a legitimately competitive product that is challenging the status quo of entry-level sim racing gear. Although sure, it does cut some corners like I've mentioned, I do think it's still punching above its weight class where it actually counts, in the design, in the quality, and most importantly in the on-track performance. So for $300 for a wheelbase, a wheel, and a set of pedals, I don't think there's any negating that this is truly impressive and vastly competitive. However, and a big however, is that PXN still has work to do. Their overall ecosystem is not as competitive, as upgradable, or as developed as the competition. The software, as I mentioned, is still fairly bare bones, and there's also still the question of support, firmware updates, and overall reliability, areas where more established brands do have the advantage. Now that said, as a standalone product right now, the VD4 is delivering real value and a genuinely enjoyable sim racing experience. It's not not being just a budget option for the sake of being cheap. I truly think it's a well-executed piece of kit that, for many, could be the perfect gateway into direct drive. So if PXN can build on the momentum with better software, more accessories, and continued support, I think the VD4 might just be the beginning of something much, much bigger for the company.